Roswell UFO Incident. During the 1930s and 40s, the US was in the middle of a flying saucer phase, when many civilians started reporting sightings of unidentified flying objects, or UFOs, flying all over US airspace. But the most popular out of all of these UFO sightings is the Roswell incident. The event occurred in Roswell, New Mexico, when a farmer reported that a balloon made of unknown and mysterious materials crashed on his property. He claimed that government officials in armored vehicles quickly came to the premises to recover the unidentified object and any debris it left behind. The United States Army even announced that they had a flying disc. This event made headlines worldwide and forced the Army to retract its statement by saying it was merely a weather balloon. But in 1978, a retired Air Force officer claimed that the weather balloon story was made to cover up the true story and that the debris recovered was actually of alien origin. The story quickly became the root of countless alien conspiracy theories and how the government has been concealing the existence of aliens. It is even speculated that the government has been reverse engineering current technologies from the debris found in Roswell and many other parts of the country. Chemtrails. High-speed aircraft tend to leave condensation trails, or contrails, which are line trail clouds produced by their exhaust. But conspiracy theorists believe that these contrails are actually chemtrails, which are full of chemicals sprayed by the government nationwide. The theory is that these chemicals were made for nefarious purposes that the government refuses to reveal to the public. Such purposes include solar radiation management, population control, psychological manipulation, and chemical warfare. A lot of theorists even believe that many different illnesses and health problems have arisen due to these chemtrails. However, science has long dismissed this theory because no evidence makes these chemtrails differ from the usual contrails left behind by high-speed aircraft. Malaysia Airlines Flight MH370. The biggest mystery in modern aviation is the disappearance of Malaysia Airlines Flight 370. Back in March 2014, the flight mysteriously vanished off the face of the planet shortly after it left Malaysia. The sudden and weird circumstances behind its disappearance gave birth to many conspiracies. One of the theories suggests that this plane was the very same MH17 plane that got shot down by Ukraine months after the disappearance of Flight 370, and that there were political motives for the destruction of this aircraft. Another theory says that hackers could remotely take over the airplane's autopilot to pilot the aircraft to Antarctica remotely. For a while, the widely believed theory was that the pilot was suicidal and that he had planned to commit suicide while taking the passengers of the aircraft with him. Some theories suggest that the Malaysian government had something to do with the disappearance of the flight due to its unexplainable failure to communicate with the aircraft. But the craziest theory proposed was that a small black hole somehow sprouted in the Earth's atmosphere and sucked the aircraft into it, forever leaving it lost in space and time. Whatever the case may be, the fact of the matter is that the disappearance of MH370 is still the most expensive search in aviation history and led to the presumed deaths of 227 passengers and 12 crew members. 10 years later, no one still knows where this airplane is. Princess Diana's death. The British royal family has its fair share of secrets, but the most popular theory related to this family involves Princess Diana. Undoubtedly, Diana was an icon during her time. She had everything a country needed from a princess, because she was beautiful, young, charismatic, and close to the people. Diana had become so popular that she started to overshadow the entire British royal family, including her ex-husband and current King of the United Kingdom, Charles III. But in 1997, Princess Diana was killed in a car crash in Paris, France, opening the floodgates to numerous theories and speculations regarding her death. The specifics of the theories vary, but the point is that the car accident was not an accident, but was a staged event that can be traced to the royal family. The first theory is that the royal family ordered Diana's death because of her relationship with an Egyptian film producer named Dodi Fayed. It had already been 1 year since her divorce from Charles, But because the royal family didn't want Diana and Charles's sons, the heirs to the British throne, to be related to an Egyptian and Muslim, they ordered the deaths of both Diana and Dodi, who was also involved in that accident. Another theory is that the limo driver, who was drunk at the time of the accident, was actually on the payroll of the government's intelligence group, who wanted Diana dead. Due to Diana's previous marriage to Charles, the intelligence group feared that she might leak vital information that only the members of the royal family should know. As such, the theory was that they sought to silence Diana for good by staging a car accident. JFK Assassination Conspiracy Theories. The assassination of John F. Kennedy in 1963 remains one of the most mysterious events in the history of the United States. JFK, who was the U.S. president back then, was assassinated while riding a presidential motorcade in Dallas, Texas. Lee Harvey Oswald was the man accused of murdering JFK. But there is no clear story behind the assassination. It is estimated that there are over 1,000 books written regarding the topic of JFK's assassination, and every book tells a different story. But at least 90% of these books suggest that JFK's death was a conspiracy instead of an isolated assassination. There are plenty of different theories that try to explain that this assassination was simply a conspiracy. One of the most popular theories suggests that the CIA thought that JFK had a weak stance on communism and feared that the president might introduce it to the US. E. Howard Hunt, a former CIA agent, said in his 2007 autobiography that Vice President Lyndon B. Johnson and the CIA worked together to plan JFK's assassination due to his controversial actions and decisions as president. But the most mysterious story is related to the babushka lady, an identified woman dressed similarly to a babushka or a Russian old woman. Photographs of JFK's assassination reveal the presence of this mysterious woman who wasn't even surprised or rattled by the president's death. This suggests she may have known about the planned assassination the entire time. Several people have stepped up to claim they are the mysterious babushka lady, but her real identity and link to JFK's assassination remains a mystery. Area 51. The largest alien conspiracy theory in the United States, and quite possibly the entire world, is related to Area 51, a government facility in the deserts of Nevada. This conspiracy is so popular that it has become a plot in many sci-fi movies, shows, and books. The conspiracy theory is related to the many different UFO sightings across America, and how the government seemingly tries to dismiss any claims regarding the existence of alien life forms. The popular belief is that the government has found evidence of the existence of aliens, and has been keeping it locked away in Area 51. Area 51 became the prime target of such conspiracies because it's a secretive Air Force facility that requires the highest possible government clearance. Any activity done in Area 51 is beyond the knowledge of civilians, making it the subject of conspiracy theories involving the existence of aliens and other secretive government tests and activities. Most conspiracy theorists believe that the activities done in Area 51 include meeting with aliens, the testing of time travel and teleportation technology, the development of weather control devices, and the development of new and dangerous technologies. In 2019, a Facebook event called Storm Area 51, They Can't Stop All of Us, was created to start a comedic movement involving American civilians raiding Area 51 to find out what the government has been hiding there. It became the subject of memes throughout the internet. However, nothing came out of that event. It became more of a gathering and musical festival than an actual raid. Flat Earth Theory. People believed for thousands of years that the Earth was flat and was the center of the solar system. However, the theory was disproved centuries ago, when ships and naval techniques became advanced enough for explorers to navigate the planet from end to end to prove that it was a sphere. But despite the overwhelming evidence that proves that our planet is spherical, some still claim that the Earth is flat. These people are called flat earthers, and this group has been trying to convince everyone to believe that the world is flat. The actual layout of the Earth varies from one theorist to another, One theory, for instance, believes in the silly notion that the world exists on a flat soundstage under a dome. Another belief is that ice walls surround the entire world. Ironically, there are thousands of flat earthers around the globe. The moon landing. During the 1960s, the US was in the middle of a space race with the Soviet Union on who would be the first to develop technology for space travel. The space wars featured many experiments, including sending a poor dog into outer space. But in July 1969, the US won when the country sent 3 brave astronauts on the Apollo 11 mission that aimed to put a man on the moon. Of course, the mission succeeded, and Neil Armstrong is forever remembered as the first man on the moon. Buzz Aldrin was the second man to step on the moon. Meanwhile, the third team member, Michael Collins, stayed in the spacecraft. While Armstrong and his crew returned to Earth as heroes, conspiracy theorists quickly came up with the notion that everything had been staged and that they never left the planet. This led to the fake moon landing conspiracy theory, suggesting that the event footage was created in a studio in Area 51. It is widely believed that the moon landing was faked so that the US could end the space race, which was an expensive rivalry that cost Americans billions of tax money. Stephen Curry, a famous NBA superstar, stated in 2018 that he believed the moon landing was a hoax. NASA responded by giving him a lunar lab tour to convince him to change his mind. In 2019, as much as 10% of Americans still believe the moon landing was fake.